welcome back to another episode of Sol y Punto. Today's episode is number 29, if my counting is correct. And yeah, my name is Nicole. If you have never been here before, this is a podcast about knitting, natural dyeing, herbalism, different fibers, different projects, and yeah, I just come to, it's kind of like a personal journal as well, to share things that are new and exciting in my life and hopefully inspire you all to enjoy nature, to try out natural dyeing. So I'm actually in a little bit of a noisy area, so we will see how this goes, but I just wanted to come and share my beautiful new shawl and some other things. So thank you for joining, and grab yourself your crafting, your embroidery, your knitting, your crochet, your washing your dishes or whatever, and let's go. Okay, so first I'm going to talk to you guys about the Beltane swap, the Beltane exchange, because actually probably today or yesterday, depending on when this video is going up, it's Beltane. Like, it is the 1st of May, which is like the cross holiday. It's like the day exactly in between the equinox of spring and the solstice of summer, and so it's like we're right in the middle between spring and summer. Some cultures believe that this is like actually just the beginning of summer, and I kind of feel that it is very warm here in the south of Spain, but yeah, it's nice. We've got everything growing and flowering and blooming, and it's so exciting. Here I'm with my Vitex tree. You guys all know my Vitex, I think. I was just recording the Spanish part and I took a little leaf of my Vitex. Oh, now it's a little bit hanging down. But this Vitex smells so good in such a weird way. The smell is very distinct, very Vitex, and I love it. And it's beautiful for naturally dyeing, for eco printing. It makes like this gorgeous, like yellowy green, my favorite color in the world. You've seen me dye with this before. Love it, love it, love it. And now the leaves are growing. And yes, so very exciting. Beltane. So we did the Beltane exchange and I received this gorgeous, gorgeous shawl. So first I want to talk about that. I'm going to talk about this shawl and the gifts that I received, and then I will talk about my creative process and what I sent to my surprise person. So the Beltane exchange is this group that is organized by the ladies of Beltane. And in January, they do like a swap of names, and then I've received a person that I needed to knit for to give them a shawl in Beltane for May. And then someone received my name and knit me this beautiful shawl of the Hoopoes. Do you know the Hoopoes? I love them. They're so pretty. It's a beautiful bird. So I received the name of Almudena, and Almudena is one of the organizers of the Beltane exchange. So that was really special, but also pressure. I felt like because she was an organizer, it needed to be like really special. And yes, I had a hard time with like the knitting process. So you're gonna see now, I'm gonna show you the videos of when I got the yarn in Madrid. I think I have that video in English. I don't remember because I bought the yarn in February and I was recording parts of the process. I should have it. If not, I'll just put it in Spanish and you guys can practice some Spanish. Maybe you guys already speak Spanish. Anyway. And then Bea got me, and she's also one of the organizers. So this year, like, I felt very connected to the organizers. And she knit me this gorgeous, but like gorgeous, absolutely phenomenal, splendid, spectacular shawl. Like, what is this gorgeousness? And the colors, this is from Sol y Punto. I have to talk to the ladies and find out if Justina like specially dyed this color or if this already existed, but it's like so perfect for the bird. So this bird, it's nice and warm. don't need a shawl right now, but I'm so excited. It's so pretty. It's so cool too. Like, I love this like black and white. Oh, it's so cool. It's so cool. So the bird, I actually like the last day of the year of 2022, I was walking with my partner and we were talking about life, and I was like, what do you think about 2023? And we're like reflecting, imagining, and in that moment we saw a hoopoe, an abubia, one of these birds, which I'm gonna put a picture here because these birds are incredibly beautiful, like so beautiful. And it was just so chill there, like hanging out, no problem. Like, we were with Oso too. Oso's on the leash, but like just chilling. And then it spread its wings and flew away. And when it spreads its wings, you see these gorgeous colors, and it has like this mohawk thing. Oh my God, so cool. Such a cool bird. And so when I got home, I was like, what is this bird? I need to find this bird. I Googled it. I figured it out. It's very easy to find. And I was just chilling. And I was like, I want to knit a shawl design. I want to like make something inspired by this gorgeous bird. And I was like, I bet something is okay. I Ravelried it, and there were so many like designs. There's actually a top design that came out in Pom Pom magazine called Hoopoe, and Hoopoe. Apparently, that's the sound that the bird makes. I didn't hear the bird make that sound. I like the name in Spanish, abubia, abubia, and. So there was a top designed with like represented by the bird. There was this shawl, and the designer of this shawl, her name is Sarah Bear. And I thought that was really special too because of my bear, my Oso. So I loved it, and I put it on my list. I told my friend Sandra, who told me, hey Nicole, I know who your surprise knitter person is. So if you want, I can tell her which shawl you're like really excited about. And I was like, the abubia, I want the abubia. And that's what she knit me, and it's gorgeous. Like, I'm obsessed. I am obsessed. It is so soft. It's so well knitted. Betty is a knitting teacher in Madrid, so if you need classes, because she knits spectacular. Like, I didn't want to knit this shawl. Like, that's why I put it on my list. I was like, oh, that looks so complicated and difficult. Like, the stitch definition is just, it's really, really something to write home about. Right, Oso? Oh, we've got visitors. Okay, we're back. So we had some visitors. The people who come, I'm like near the Alhambra, so you can hear music over there, cars parking over there. The gardeners came by and they were talking about their cousin's birthday party or something, I don't know. So we paused that. Anyway, yeah, so beautiful shawl. I love it. It's so well knitted. And she also gifted me a beautiful, oh, and we have a little friend. What an interesting bug. Look at that bug. Looks like a little, we're gonna blow it away. Oh, there's a party over there. I don't know if you guys can hear that music. It's good. So look at this bag. And Betty made this. I did not realize that this was her brand. And I have to get these right, because the coolest part is that you can take these off if you want, and it just becomes like a little bag, and it has this inside part that you can pull the drawstring on, and it's just so beautiful. Oh, and they're clapping. What's going on over there? There's always something. There's always something in one of these episodes, no? But anyway, I think it's absolutely gorgeous. Betty is the person behind Mandolina. And the fabric is just so pretty. I'm so pleased. Like, thank you so much, ladies. Oh my God. Thank you for like organizing this. So Betty says, so Mandolina Knit, that is her logo, Mandolina. You can find her on Instagram. And she says, disfruta siempre del camino. Like, always enjoy the walk, the way. I suppose that's special for me because of the Camino de Santiago. Which, by the way, who's coming? Did you sign up yet? Are you coming on the Camino de Santiago? It's going to be amazing. I don't know what you're waiting for. You're going to love it. It's totally doable. Yes. So she also gifted me this beautiful skein of yarn. I was thinking that it was the skein that she used for this, but no, not at all. This is a brand called Knitcraft and Knittery. I love that. But the name is the Wombat. But I checked their Instagram and they are no longer dyeing, which is a shame because it's a really beautiful gray. Isn't that pretty? It's like a warm gray. I like it very much. I don't know what I will make with it, but something special. Maybe some socks. It is 100% Australian sustainable merino wool. She also gave me, which I have hooked into here. So inside there's like this little like keychain thing that you can like put your stuff on. And she gave me these adorable stitch markers, which have like little kiwi, no, they're not kiwis, they're like little flowers in a smoothie, and a pineapple, and a pop. I love them. And they're kind of like my earrings. So excited to use these things. I didn't want to like start using my project bag. Ooh, who is that? Was that a magpie? I've heard that magpies are the enemies of the abubias in many places and have like kicked them out. They're like blue jays, the magpies, but I love them. They're intense. So gorgeous stuff. Thank you so much, Betty. Thank you, Betty. Oh my god. And the Beltane exchange is amazing. If you want to be part of it, I highly recommend it. Like, we get so excited in May when we get to like see everyone's packages arriving. It's really exciting. And I have my beautiful shawl. Oh my god. So excited about it. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. So, okay, now we're gonna go back in time and we're gonna go to the shawl that I knit and sent to my surprise friend, which was, did I say that? It was Almo. And Almo was one of the organizers, so like lots of pressure. But I enjoyed it very much and I hope that she likes her shawl. I liked it a lot. It was fun to knit. Yeah, so let's go to that.
Pues ya tenemos los bebés. Los bebés. Uy, que se me cae. Oh, fatal.
Hello. Okay, so this is somewhat of a strange place, a strange day to be recording because it is the day before Easter Sunday and there is a big procession going on near the Alhambra and it's actually really warm out, and so Oso was not interested in going any further away from the noise, and I said, you know what, since I have this stuff up here, we're gonna record. You might hear some traffic, you might hear the church bells. We kind of have the sun right behind us, but it's all good. So, I wanted to show you my failed sizzle pop. So, I was so excited about the beautiful La Viename yarn, which you can see on this side. But what? You can't even like see the sizzle pop pattern. This is the beautiful blue from Aitana Villas. And it just wasn't working. I was trying to convince myself that it was working, but it just wasn't. There's too many speckles. So, took it off the needles. I put it on my fideuau and I started again. So here we have the finished sizzle pop. I love it. Oh my gosh. I don't know if you can see these beautiful colors. Let's see. In the sun. Oh, look at that. Isn't it gorgeous? So this is the sizzle pop design and it is all over brioche. It's gorgeous. I ended up using, oh man, I feel like this lighting is just not doing the sizzle pop justice. here's a little bit better. So this is the blue-gray dark yarn. This color is naturally dyed by me. It is a combination of logwood and chamomile, and it makes this like beautiful bluish gray color. I think we can see better here. And then the lime green is the Lima colorway by Sol y Punto. So I'm very happy with the Sizzle Pop. I don't know. I hope my surprise friend likes it. I think she will, because she likes like grays and blues and darks and neutrals mixed with the neon. So it's reversible, so you can totally wear it on this side as well. Look at how fun that is. Ooh, it is sunny. It is hot. We are in summer already. So this is gonna be the shawl that she can use next autumn for sure. But yeah, it was a really fun design. You just, as soon as you learn the pattern, it kind of just goes by itself, but it is very repetitive. Isn't it pretty? So that is the Sizzle Pop. So we are done. I did not do the Chrysler. I did the Sizzle Pop, and I'm very happy with it. I hope that she likes it. We shall see. Oh, I modified, because there has to be something rebellious here. So I modified the pattern and I put an I-cord edging and then an I-cord bind off. So I think that I like the way it looked with the I-cord. I feel like that gave it a nice touch. So, all right, more things. So wasn't it so beautiful? I mean, I thought it was beautiful. Sizzle Pop. Sizzle Pop! And yeah, I like that. I mean, Sizzle Pop, I thought it was cool to put the petacetas. Petacetas are like pop rocks. And then the champagne bottle. I was gonna put real champagne, but then when I saw that chocolate champagne, I was like, definitely, that's a good option. And yeah, so I just hope that she enjoys it. And I'm happy that I got to knit that beautiful yarn. I love that yarn from Sol y Punto, that Lima color. It's like my color to the max. And in exchange, I received this gorgeous shawl that I didn't have to knit. Thank you, Betty. Because I really wanted it, but I didn't want to knit it. Oh, so good. Yeah, so now I'm going to put some footage from a patchwork event that was here in Granada, and it was really cool because I got to meet some of the people from this new knitting group that we have that's called Tejiendo Granada. There are a bunch of people here in Granada who have joined. It's like an Instagram and Telegram group, and we met up yesterday to sit under a lemon tree and knit, and it was really pretty. And at this event I got to meet some people too, so that was fun. So I'm going to put that because it was really creative and really beautiful, and I want to share this fiber event with you all. So we're going there. All right. So now I'm gonna put some photos from a photo shoot that we did the other day with Marianela and Antonio of the newest shawl that I finished, which I don't have with me because it's really hot. It's not necessary for that shawl because it's so cozy and warm. There were a few like afternoons and mornings that were chilly, and I was wearing it, and it is a hug from Loja. It is our Save the Sheep yarn, which is really squishy and snuggly and beautiful, and it's naturally dyed. It's from the Loja sheep, who are an endangered species from here in Granada. And yes, I'm gonna put some photos of our photo shoot so you can see that design. It's a free video pattern on YouTube, or you can buy the PDF version on Ravelry. But I took a skein of the purple. This purple yarn is being transformed and transformed over and over again. And okay, so I'm gonna put the photos now of the shawls, but before that, let me just show you this hat that I made like in a day. I did the tubular cast on. There's a video that Caddy Jax did of that cast on, and it's super easy. And I think it looks really cool because it kind of just like rolls around. And then I did a twisted knit and a regular purl, and then just round and round and round. And this I solar dyed with a bunch of stuff. Some turmeric in there, and then I put some sheep. If you knit the pattern by Antonio, you know that all of the little baubles represent sheep. So I just put some random sheepies there. And it's super cute. I don't know if I want the baubles on the left or the bubbles on the right, where I want to put them, but that's my Save the Sheep hat. I just made it up and it worked. But I think that I'm going to transform it once again and put it in another dye bath, because I have a hat like the exact same color. The only other hat that I knit that works, because my hats never work, but this one worked because I just copied the other one. So there we go. We got a hat for the winter. So I can put the I don't know what side, it doesn't really matter. I can put the bubbles like right in the middle, the shape. But anyway, yeah, so if you're going to Sevilla Teje, I will bring the shawl so that you see it in person. The yarn is gorgeous. I love the shawl. Also, the shawl design is really cool. And on Saturday, we are having an event. Antonio and I will be talking about Save the Sheep, so if you want to come to that, Saturday in the afternoon. And then on Sunday, I am doing a knitters bingo. So if you want to come to that, there are so many amazing prizes. Thank you so much to all of my wonderful friends who have donated prizes. We have some really, really cool stuff. Like, I want to play because I want to win the prizes. But no, you guys can play and you guys can win all the prizes. So see you there, 12:30 in the morning, I think. I'm going to put the poster here. But that's going to be really fun. And yeah, so let's go check out the photo shoot that Marianela did for Antonio and I of all of our beautiful shawls from Save the Sheep, and I'll put them here. Okay, so honestly, I have a lot more that I could show you. I was test knitting a beautiful shawl, but in the end, I ran out of yarn. I think I'm going to transform it into something else, so it's fine. So that's not going to be finished. I transformed my Noki cardigan. I put it in, it was like that bluish lavender color, and I put it in a dye bath of Granada, of pomegranate, and it turned this gorgeous color. I absolutely love it. I think I'm going to further transform it, and I'm going to take out the cuffs and make them smaller because they're like really wide and like I feel like it's really baggy. So I'm gonna make the cuffs a lot smaller. So I will show you that one day. But I'll put the video here so you can see the difference between the colors. And I also am transforming a Sol y top. I took out the side panels, I put it in a dye bath, it turned chocolate brown, it's gorgeous. Now I'm knitting it wider. It's a whole thing. We're having a lot of fun with like transforming old knitted pieces into something new, which I think is the joy of knitting, right? Like you can rip out stitches, make it longer, make it shorter, put it in a dye bath, put it in another dye bath, put it in another dye bath. Yeah, so I'm going to leave you now with the plants. So this month, this episode, we're gonna talk once again about elder because the flowers are in bloom, and if you, it's like the month of May for me is elderflower. I've been eating them on my walks. They're so yummy and delicious, and they're just so beautiful, and they smell so good. And I just want you to know about this plant if you don't already, and maybe you can find her near you and make some cordial with the flowers. So yeah, I'm gonna add that in now. I also wanted to talk about upcoming events. I'm doing a natural dye class here in Malaga on the 6th of May, but that's kind of all. It's already closed out. But if you want, we are doing a solar dye online class with Save the Sheep. So I will put the information down below. I'm not sure when Antonio is going to put the information up on the website, but basically you could buy the Save the Sheep tote bag with the pre-mordanted Save the Sheep wool and all the dye materials, and then you would have access to an online class which will be on the 1st of July. It's a Saturday, but it will be recorded so you can watch it afterwards, and I will talk you through all the things that you need to know about natural dyeing. So if you want in on that class, I think it's really cool. It will be in Spanish. If there's interest, I would be happy to do another version in English, so just let me know. And yeah, so that is a fun event. And then if you are in New York in May, I'm doing 2 events in Brooklyn. The first one is a Friday night knit night natural dye demo. I'm going to be dyeing some yarn. You can come. I think that the shop charges some money because there is like drinks and stuff, and you can bring your knitting, and we're just going to hang out and talk. So that's like one event. And then the other one is a solar dyeing workshop with Save the Sheep yarn, with the tote bag, with all the materials. And we're going to be solar dyeing in the class, and it's going to be amazing. That is on May 27th. It's a Saturday. Be there. If you're in New York, please come. Like, that would be a dream come true. That, like, I don't know, people come. I don't know how many people are coming right now. I think there's like 2 people signed up. So if you want to come, please come. Please come. It's going to be really fun. But yeah, so I'm super excited about that. What other things? I already talked about Siviateje, Kami knitting. Come to Kami knitting. You want to walk across Spain, don't you? It's gonna be amazing. There are people from all over, people who also speak English, people who speak Italian, people who speak Spanish, people who speak everything. So join us. Thank you for watching. Thanks for hanging out. I'll be back again soon. And enjoy the information about Sauco, about elder. Okay. Ciao, ciao, ciao. Okay, so today I wanted to talk about beautiful elder. I'm sitting right now next to the Alhambra and looking at a beautiful elder bush. Sometimes it's a tree. It can grow very, very, very tall. Actually, down by the river we have one that is huge, like the biggest bush, I guess it's a tree that I've ever seen. It's massive. And yes, I think elder is really, really special and super powerful and magical and wonderful and helpful for our immune system, and really important in times like now. I remember when we were in confinement, quarantine back in the spring, and I was so upset thinking every day that my beautiful elder was in flower. And that only happens once a year, and I look forward to it all year because I can make this delicious lemon cordial that I drink all summer. And I was just so sad that I couldn't get to my tree, and I just wanted to go get my flowers. But finally, I was able to get to the river. We were allowed out of the house, and yes, there were still flowers on the tree. A lot of them had started to go to berry already, which is fine because whenever I harvest any of the flowers, I always like to leave plenty so that there are berries in the fall. So the flowers are really wonderful because they are full of pollen and lots of nutrients, and they're really helpful for your immune system. Maybe if you feel like you're getting a cold or a flu. It's very cooling energetically. It's used, a lot of people will make a tea for infants, newborns who have a fever. It is really good for bringing down a fever. You can take it as a tea internally, as a tincture, or just as like a sponge bath for a baby that has a high fever. It's very, very gentle for children, and it's known for children if they are cold or flu. It's antibacterial, antiviral, expectorant if you're having like congestion in the chest. Also, it's amazing. I love it. And to make the cordial is really simple. Just in spring, when the flowers are full of pollen and smelling delicious, and the bees are there and everything, you can collect some. And you boil up some water, and you put in a lot of honey and some lemon juice. You could even put in some of the lemon rind as well. And then you put in the fresh flowers, and you let it sit overnight. You turn it off before you turn off the fire before you put in the flowers, and you let it sit overnight. And then you have a delicious lemon cordial, or like a syrup that you can add to you can add it to sparkling water. You can add it to any of your teas, make iced tea, and that could be the lemonade part. And it's just so delicious to drink all summer. It's really cooling, and it's just such a wonderful summer treat. And I was so happy that I was able to make some for this summer. And the berries, which you will find, honestly, here we had them like ripe in late August, September, and probably in cooler places. I don't know how it will be in other climates, but here towards the end of summer, you'll be able to get the fruit. And what I do with the fruit is I collect it. I just cut off the whole branches with all of the berries, and I put them in the freezer. Once they are frozen, it is super easy with a fork just to get them all off the stems, and so you're only using the berries. The stems and the leaves are toxic. I would not be consuming the stems or leaves, so be careful. If there's a little bit of stems, I'm fine. I haven't had any problems. So you just want to get the berries, and I put them in some water, and I bring that to a very, very low boil, and I let that sit on like a low fire for like 20 minutes or even more. And I will add in a lot of honey. You could also use sugar, but I like to use honey if I have some. If I'm lucky enough to have a jar of honey, I will put in half a jar of honey. And then I will let that sit overnight, and then you can strain out the berries and the seeds, and then you have a delicious syrup. And the syrup is super antiviral, and like all dark fruits, that color is all of the flavonoids, and this is antioxidant. There's a lot of anthocyanins. It counteracts viral attacks, which is really important. Just like blueberries or any dark fruits. Like, these dark fruits are really good for your brain food, anti-cancer. Elderberries are full of vitamin A, vitamin C, calcium, iron, phosphorus, vitamin B6. You can use them fresh, or you can buy them online or from an herbal shop and get them dried. You can make a tincture with them. Look online and you will find millions of ways to work with elderberry. You could even just make tea out of it. Anti-inflammatory. I've heard that people even use it for combating or working with arthritis pain. If you have congestion, like I said before, congestion, upper respiratory problems, very good for this. And because sauco, that's how you say it in Spanish, because sambucus is the Latin name, is so helpful for enhancing our immune system. I think that it's just really important. Whenever I read or look into herbalism, one thing that is always talked about is maintaining health and nourishing your body and trying to regain health or working towards this state in your body that you are paying attention to even just like the slightest signs so that you can catch things earlier, and just trying to nourish your body so that you have all the nutrients and vitamins and minerals and everything that you need for healthy functioning, so that you can live at peace and know that you're doing everything that you can to take care of yourself. And I think it's really nice if you could get some elderberry syrup in your cabinet to have on hand for the next time your throat feels a little bit scratchy. And yeah, I read in Spanish, on my Spanish version, this whole text from this book I have about ancestral wisdom of the plants. And elderberry has lots of folklore. So yes, there's a lot to look into about elder, lots of folklore and many things that you can read up on. But one thing I thought was really interesting, I don't follow the Harry Potter series, but apparently the most powerful wand in the Harry Potter series was the Sambucus, like from the Sambucus, which is elder. So yeah, that's interesting. And they say that this tree wards off evil. I mean, this might come from the fact I read that when people used to keep horses like in right near their house, they would drape the leaves over the horses because it keeps away flies. So that's nice. And maybe this whole idea of warding off evil is because it helps you ward off any sicknesses or anything like that. So yes, and they say that before you harvest from elder, you have to ask permission from the fairies, because it is a tree where there is elder spirits and fairies and everything. So be careful and be kind to your elder. Yes, there's a saying that I don't know where it's from, but I heard it somewhere, and they said, "Elder be ye lady's tree, burn it not, or cursed you'll be." So you can't really burn elder. They even say that you shouldn't make a baby's crib out of elder, probably because the branches and the roots are toxic. So yes, so just be careful with elder. But I think that the berries and the flowers are super, super powerful and amazing, and something that you should all get to know, and really, really, really tasty. So enjoy your elder and have fun and take care of yourselves.